Greetings, Minecrafters, Nonsanity here, and welcome to episode 5 of OmniFactory. I really want to get into automated manufacturing, auto crafting, and that means applied energistics. So we got to do a lot to get there, and so let's get started. I toned it down a little bit just so you wouldn't go the wrong way. I went the right way this time, but I didn't do enough. All right, yeah, so the stuff behind me has been doing quite well. We've got 17,000 extra polymer clay. We've got 14,000 extra diamonds. So the system is net positive on both power and self-supplying. And it's been generating lots of resources. I got like 65,000 copper, 67,000 iron. What's that say? 23,000 tin. I'm not doing glowstone at the moment, so I only have 1,000 of that. I've got 21,000 coal, 27,000 redstone. I'm not running blaze rods at the moment. But the three important ones for today are these three. The sulfur, the sugar, and the diamonds. These two are now running. That one wasn't running, but I just started it back up again. I think sulfur's been running. But these three, I've got export buses on them, and they're coming over here to these. That should not be extract. Okay. To these three chests. Light blue is diamonds, light gray is sugar, and yellow is sulfur. So that I can get at these three materials from anywhere. And we're going to be doing that from one of our project chests. But in between I made these, well, 3 of these 4 machines. I already had the cutting machine. It used to be sitting there in front of that tower just to be on a medium voltage line. But now I have a cluster mill, which makes aluminum foil from plates. I've got the laser engraver, which we'll need to make the applied energistics, with all of its stupid facades. These things, the presses. Put a block of aluminum in with one of the different color lenses, and you get a different one of the presses. Diamond lens for the silicon press, and the red, green, and blue for the other 3. Which I've got made down here. And over here is an advanced autoclave, which is used for a number of different things that I can't remember right off the top of my head, but we'll be needing it later. What else has changed? These are in progress project chests that are not yet ready to be done. This is a assembly machine. I think I showed it before, but this is how I was making the HV cables I'm using for my MV power lines. Just because the difference between energetic alloy and vibrant alloy is just taking the energetic alloy, running it back through the that thing and with an ender pearl to make it vibrant, and so it's cheaper just to go ahead and make the high voltage blast furnace. Easier to make the vibrant instead of having to future-proof. And then back here I had stuck one of these basic polarizers that just turns iron rods and steel rods into magnetized rods for use in motors, just because it makes it a little bit easier. I don't think anything... Oh, why are you sitting in there? Because there's bastonite. That has to go in a medium voltage. That won't work in there. All right, I separated out my dusts from my ingots and nuggets and blocks from the miscellaneous gems and other shapes, just so I can easily find from those 3. I think that is it. I probably could turn back on the aluminum processing, but I got plenty of aluminum right now. I've got almost over 3,500. All right, I think that is all of the updates. So let's start with the project chest. We need to make polyethylene sheets. These guys, polyethylene sheets. They are made in a fluid solidifier from polyethylene liquid, which is made in a chemical reactor with either oxygen or air. I think I'm going with oxygen. And that's with ethylene, and oxygen makes polyethylene. And that comes from a number of different fuel type items. I think I was going from... No. What was I? I think hydro heavy fuel. Oh, we'll find out. I'll have to put it's been a while since I got this chest together. So I'll be having to remember what I'm supposed to be doing as I do it. So let's get some pieces and parts here. And light blue. All right. So we're going to set down a CEF, I think, right here. And, you know, I'm just going to power it straight in. Because this is sort of the way I'm going to do a lot of my isolated systems. So right here I'm going to put this chest. This is a diamond chest. And it's going to extract. And over here it's going to input. So this guy's going to get diamonds, which he can't take right now because he doesn't have the right upgrades. So, oh, but I'm missing the... There it is. The reinforced conversion. Takes it up 2 levels. Why can't I... Oh, it already has one. Okay. Don't need that. Yeah, it already has. Okay. So it needs the lapidary calibration. That'll let it accept diamonds. There they go. We're going to put this in so it doesn't lose power. It doesn't keep running when it's full. And I'll put in 4 of those so it doesn't use as many diamonds to create its power. Now this is a high-powered one. This one has a full 16, which is why I've got 16 of these. Hopefully the pack doesn't remove them, because it's a small blessing to have them. They're all full because I had them while I was testing. All right, machines. Well, first power cables. 1, 2, 3, 4 should be enough. Now this is the 16X vibrant alloy cable. Rather expensive. Takes 8 ingots of vibrant alloy to make. But, you know, again, energetic alloy or vibrant alloy, it just means ender pearls, and I've got plenty of those. Well, actually, well, it's built up a little bit. That's good. It was empty last night, but I guess some of the changes tweaking that and stopping it to use some of those machines must have improved it. All right, so we're going to set up something very similar to that tower with the power in the middle and machines on either side, because that seems to work pretty well. And we're going to start with a brewery. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a sugarcane and we're going to run it through the brewery. There we go. To make biomass. And then the biomass, yeah, I think it's ethanol we want, is going to go into a distillery. So let's grab one of the distilleries. That will be next. And then let's go through it here again. Biomass goes to ethanol, and then the ethanol will be mixed with sulfuric acid to make the ethylene. So we need a chemical reactor. Oops. Yeah, I don't need these now. I'll need these. So chemical reactor, this one. It'll go there. So now we've got the ethylene. To make the polyethylene, we need a chemical reactor to mix it with oxygen to make the polyethylene. So, I said chemical reactor, didn't I? Oh, I already had one. It's fine. And that'll be the polyethylene. But we need some intermediate products to get there. So let's go back to the ethylene. Making the ethylene requires sulfuric acid and the ethanol. So we need sulfuric acid. We're going to use a chemical reactor to mix water and hydrogen sulfide. Yes. Or water and sulfur. No, excuse me, water and sulfur to make it. So another chemical reactor. Water and sulfur. And let's just set those up. The fluid solidifier, I'll tack it on up here, because that'll take the liquid polyethylene and make the sheets out of it. And the last two ones here, we'll save those for a little bit. So it's another distillery and electrolyzer. So I think those are just support materials. We'll find out. All right. 3 ender chests. We've got yellow, light gray, and lime. Now we didn't see lime back there. Lime comes from the sugarcane farm up above. So I'm going to put the that one, oh, wrong one. Let's take a while to break. The lime one. No, you're not going in there. And you're going to go into here with water. Oh yeah, I'll need to put... I'm going to put some... Let's see... Oh, not enough. I won't worry about making it pretty, I guess. Since I don't have enough... I don't have enough of the... I usually like to get rid of this dirt and line it with the quartz blocks, but this will do for now. Can't really see it once the water's in there anyway. Get out some buckets of water. Put 2 buckets in there. Refill the buckets. And I've got some fluid conduit in here. Yeah, I'm going to hit it with a wrench here so it pushes into the conduit. So it doesn't have to forcibly extract, it'll just insert. And we're going to have to screwdriver, yeah. That's the wrong wrench. I want the other wrench. No, that just rotates it. I don't want to rotate it. See, I can never get these things to work the way they should. One moment. I think I'm getting the hang of this, but it's more cryptic than it needs to be, obviously. So with the wrench, you can set the output side. So if I click over here, this becomes the output side, and now I can input over here. If I click on this edge, that means the back side. And if the output's on the back side, it can't input. So it won't get any more sugarcane in there. Notice it's 63. It's not refilling the sugarcane. If I switch the output over here, now the backside can be an input, and if you look inside, it's got sugarcane again. I can click here and send the output to the top, which will send it into the next machine if we turn on the auto output over here. The input, if we have the output on the back like this, and then use the screwdriver to click here, it says allow input from output side, and that will also allow you to pipe in items where the fluid would normally come out in the back. The trouble is, if you click on anything twice, well, with the wrench, if you click on something that doesn't work, the first time it'll do something. Like if I click down here, I'll click here. All right, now the output is on the back. It didn't say anything. I click down here, again, it doesn't say anything. Now the output is on the opposite side, over where the power cable is. Click here again, now it's on the back. Click here, it's in the center. Click here, it's on the top. Click here again, and you go inside. So it's a combination of sometimes when you click, nothing seems to happen, and then you click again, and you get the contents of the machine. It really needs to put information every time you click and never go into the machine if I'm holding the tool. Just give me information about what just happened when I clicked, please. Because you can't always see the graphical change. So I'm going to send the output to the top and leave the input on the back. So there's my little rant about that system. It works, and later on, supposedly it's much faster than any sort of piping can handle. And we'll need that at the higher level machines, but it's a little bit cryptic and not telling you what it's doing while it's doing it. And it's not quite as configurable as these guys without adding on modules. And I do like my conduits. I'm just setting up the same wraparound system I had over on the on that stack there. All right, so now we're making biomass from sugar canes and water. That's going to get output to this guy, though I have to push this button. Now it's coming up here. Because its output is probably on the back, yeah. So the input can come in on the bottom. It only has one output side, and by default, you can't input on that side unless you click with the screwdriver up in the corner, and then it allows it. Which I guess is the same as clicking on the front. Nope. Because that corner should be the front. If I click here, yeah, it doesn't care. Okay, even though it's drawing the corners, it doesn't care where I click on the back. It does the same thing. Turns the allowing input on output side on and off. We're going to send the output up. And so it should be inputting from the side just fine when it comes to it. Though this one will not need to, because it's just so I can actually turn this completely off. And this can be turned off too. Actually, I probably don't need these two cables. Because there's no items yet. We're still mostly working with liquids. We do need an item in here, and that is one of these things. Because to turn biomass into ethanol, we need a configuration 0 program circuit. So, toss that in there, and it should make ethanol. There we go. And I set its output to the top, so output. And we have output up here. Now to process that, we're going to need sulfuric acid. And that's what this guy up here is going to do. No, this guy down here. To make sulfuric acid, we need nuclear craft, assume Greg Tech. Electrolyzer, no. Chemical reactor, yes. This one, sulfur dust with water. So we've got a source of water over here. You know, I'm going to change that. I'm going to break. I'll put the water like that. That should do it. That breaks the wrong pattern. Oops, too far. There. Oh, but I do need to now use the Yeta wrench, whack him so that he pushes water into the bottom, so it'll keep up. And do the same over here. Whack this one so that he pushes in. Yes, all right. Now he's going to need sulfur, so get out the, I've got it, yellow, yellow, yellow chest. I'll put this here, disconnect that, give it a connection, turn that off. You are insert and you are extract. So now you're going to get sulfur. I guess we need to work on the settings. We're going to make the top the output. Oh, wrong wrench. Top the output, so it should be able to input on the backside. Or I could have used the screwdriver to click the backside to make it do both. But up, actually, don't want to make the output over on this side by clicking here. That should be behind there, but it doesn't tell me. I just, yeah, there it is. All right, so that's getting sulfur and water, and it's making sulfuric acid. So now we have to send the sulfuric acid around. I only have 9 of these. I have this set up differently in my initial testing. So I'll have to go get more of this. Wrong one, this one. 7, that should be enough. Oh, not down here. Actually, I had enough. I didn't even have to come down. Oh, I missed. Just to here is good enough, because it can come in the top of this guy. So we need to set... So you don't even need item. No, that's the fluid. Is there something in the fluid? It seems to think so. Connect. Can't connect. Why not? Oh, this is a different fluid. Need the ender fluid. There we go. That one doesn't hold anything in it. It's better that way. All right, so you're going to output on... Let's do it by color. Let's do red. I went the wrong way for red. There we go. And you're going to input up here. Oh, not item. Well, yeah. Insert on red. Where's the... Am I putting this in the wrong machine? I am. Don't insert. And now I need to get one of my tanks to move it. Tank, 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 tank. It's over here. Up, space is getting full. Hold on. Okay, missing space taken care of. Let's see. I was going to get rid of this sulfuric acid in here. Got a couple empty tanks. And now down here, so we do need more of these ender fluid conduits. And of course I'm out. Are there some in this chest? Yes, there are. All right. I'll steal some from the future. And you are insert on red. But before you get too full, oh, all right, yeah, here, give you what we already captured. Empty, empty. Yes, okay. And this thing has to have its input, or its output. Its output's on the back. It should be able to take it from the side. Send the output to the top. It's processing. It's got 63. Extracting on red. And you are inserting on red an item. Clear that so I don't forget it. All right. Red. There we go. So now it's going to combine the sulfuric acid and the ethanol and produce ethylene. Ethylene. And diluted sulfuric acid. So some of the sulfuric acid comes back in diluted form. All right, so we're going to send this up here for the final stage. And we just want the ethylene to go up and not the diluted sulfuric acid. So I think the easiest way to do that is to use fluid filters. We're going to say you can accept ethylene, this one, and so now you can extract fluids, and we'll do this on orange, and you are insert on orange. So it's getting the ethylene. All right. Now to process the ethylene, we need now to mix it with either air or oxygen to get the polyethylene. So, and that's going to take a configuration of 0. So let's grab one of those. It's already set to 0. Toss that in. Oxygen. What I'm going to do for oxygen is, I think electrolyzer is what I want. So what we're going to do is we're going to take sugar, since we can produce it unlimitedly, through an electrolyzer. Gets us water, oxygen, and carbon dust. So the first thing we're going to do is put the ender chest with the sugar back here. Attach it like that. This can be disconnected. And I guess we'll leave them on the same color because it doesn't matter in this case. I'm going to insert. That should get the sugar because the output is on the back, so we need to use the screwdriver to say use input from the output side. There we go. Sugar is going in. And I took some. And it's going to take a long time. This is a long process. It takes a whole half stack of sugar and it takes a whole minute. But you get 25 buckets of oxygen all in one go. And the carbon dust will be useful too. The water we will trash. Let's put I have a liquid trash can. I'll put that here with a fluid pipe. This is the output side, so we can say fluid output and fluid input. Oh, but I better put yeah, I got one. All right. Put the prior of that on there and say water only. Okay, it already was set. I probably lost the oxygen. I did. That got trashed when I hooked it up. That's because it was running, you know. Or no, it hadn't run yet. It was still processing. Never mind. It hadn't finished yet. So good. I'm all set. So the water will get trashed here. And the oxygen we'll use up in this guy. So let's hop up top. Let's turn off all connections on its side just to clean it. Well, it needs the orange fluid. And the top will be, and the top will be, and the top will be. I'll just clear the top. And we'll do this on the side. We're going to insert. This is going to be fluid. Okay, it's already got the insert on orange, so this is going to have to export on orange. Fluid export on orange. Item doesn't extract at all. Oh, it will. We're going to need a chest to put that stuff in. We're going to have two chests here. I'll put them in the front. No, because then when you get pipes to them, it'll be sort of ugly. I've got a drawer controller. Then I have to put that underneath, or I can put it up top. Yeah, all right, let's do that. Playing around with my organization as I build it for you. Little choices of aesthetics and practicality. I do believe I've got an extra drawer controller in here. Don't I? Got a lot of miscellaneous stuff in here from experiments. Oh, I thought I had a drawer controller. I do not. Maybe it is here. It is here. Okay. Double click down there to turn on the search mode. Alright, so drawer controller will go there. Nope, can't jump that high. And one bit of item conduit here. So this guy has the carbon dust. We want to extract that on, let's say, black. And we're going to send it up here. And this will be insert on black. There we go. And then we should have oxygen. That was 2 batches of oxygen. It's almost full. I don't think it won't run again because it's got 50 buckets of oxygen. I mean, like, it uses the sugar, but since we can make plenty of sugar over there from the witch primal essence or whatever, the simulated witches are giving us sugar. Put that in here. It's slow. It takes one every minute when it's running at full bore, and it won't be using it continuously, that's for sure. Alright, so now we have to output that. We do have that set to fluid extract on orange. So it should be going in here. Insert on orange. But it is not. Its output is on the back, so it should accept input from the side. Oh, got to set the filter. We have ethylene, now we need oxygen. We have nuclear craft and we have advanced rocketry. I guess it's using the nuclear craft version. See if that's it. That's it. Alright, now it's producing polyethylene. There we go. Now we want that in sheet form, so we're going to extract it on, say, dark gray. And we're coming around to this guy, and we're going to insert on dark gray. And I should not have left that on while flipping colors, but thankfully it only got the right thing. We'll disconnect it up here. And now it's making, oh, it needs the press, the mold, the plate. There we go, polyethylene sheets, which the item will extract on black, and that should send it to, there we go. Sort of ugly having a gap there. So we've got one more machine. What will this machine do? Well, we've got a buildup over here of diluted sulfuric acid. And we're pumping out on orange. So we're going to grab another filter, come over here, fluid, insert diluted sulfuric acid. Insert, oh, no. Insert on orange. There, gets the diluted sulfuric acid. It needs a program circuit. And that, when you distill the diluted sulfuric acid, gets you, I'll give you a hint, regular sulfuric acid, which is coming up into this one on red. So we will tell this one to extract on red. Yes. It's full over here. So now here's the thing. This one, no. This one down here is making sulfuric acid and sending it on red. This one is closer. Doesn't need item. And extracting on red. There is a priority destination, but there isn't a priority source. So these two are both going to be trying to provide sulfuric acid to this guy, who has stopped because there's no more sugar down here. Oh, because I didn't put that piece of pipe back. Insert. Extract. Filling up. Oh, why did I put the sugar in there? I just wrecked that. Sugar cane goes in there. All right, now we got to whack it with the screwdrivers so that the output side is also an input side. And there we go. All right. All right, so that'll make the biodiesel this guy needs. That'll start using up the sulfuric acid as it gets the ethanol. Oh, I need to set the output to the top, since we're actually using this one's output. Yes, on the side to the top. Oh, and then tell it to push. There we go. So when that gets to 1,000, I think it'll start converting. There it goes. And that'll convert to the ethanol, but that'll take a little bit more to get up to 1,000 because it doesn't produce it 1-to-1. But yeah, I'm not sure how this is going to work. The two may fight. This one is always going to have a full set because it's got plenty of sulfur. And this one's going to try. I think it'll win because it's closer. But we'll see. If it's a problem, then I will, instead of trying to save the diluted sulfuric, I will just trash it. But it's worth a shot to try and save it. I actually have a large drum of it from my previous testing. I was sending this to a drum instead of trying to send it back in because I wasn't sure if it was going to work. I should have tested it, but I'm going to test it now. All right, so that is the last of that one. I want my tools. And it's going to be self-powered from this diamond chest, which I'm actually going to move a little farther away. It was on green, yeah, yep. Because it's going to be shared. See, this way, especially with the excitation field limiter augment, where it won't chew up diamonds. You see it's not running right now. Yeah, the power's going down. Once it's down below the level of once there's 2.22 million of a gap here, it'll kick off another diamond. But so this one's very important. There it goes. Not to waste energy or fuel. And these just make it so it gives you a lot more per diamond. But since it just stops whenever it doesn't need to give power, and these guys have got plenty of backup, it's sort of its own little power system. And as long as we've got diamonds, and we should, and it's not going to use a lot, but it's just a perfect little power system. And now I'm going to do the same thing over here, because we're going to make another tower. This one's got its thing here. That's augments. I don't know if maybe this one needs to, yeah, this one needs to be upgraded. Now we can get the same augments. And we're going to set it to insert. So it should get power, get diamonds. Wait for it. Oh, this is not set to extract. There we go, getting diamonds, creating power. Good. And we should have a CEV in here. CEF. This is just a 4-slot because it's not doesn't have as many machines on it. This one, because it had 8 machines, I wanted to have at least 8 amps, and this guy only puts out 4 amps. That one puts out 16, which is overkill, but there is no in-between. Between 4 and 16. Alright, so what are we going to do here? We really need the 4x cable. I think I only need 2, because I've got 5 machines. There we go. I forget completely what this setup was supposed to make. We got an iron drum with hydrogen sulfide and one with... Oh yes, this was to make phenol. Phenol is used... Use it. To take the coated circuit boards we've been making, you know, these guys with the resin and the planks, half slabs, coat them with phenol and you make phenolic substrate. This we need to start moving forward with our circuitries, our processors. This makes the second tier 1 circuit. Needs these guys. And these are needed to make the second tier 2 circuit. I suppose we could have made the first tier 2. That's the first tier 2. So we do need the second tier 2. Can't double click a word. Yeah, this guy. This guy's used in the next set of machines that we need. I need these guys. I don't think there's any way around that. That isn't way too much. So for that we need these guys, the second tier 1 circuit, and that uses the phenolic substrate. So that's like one of our sticking points for moving forward. So I'm guessing we're going to need some of these and that. Alright, so to make phenol, I'm going to take it from heavy fuel to get phenol. Alright, so that's going to be a distillery as our last step. So let's put a distillery down at the bottom here as the last step. We're going to work backwards on this one. A little easier. So to get heavy fuel, we want a chemical reactor to take the sulfuric heavy fuel and hydrogen to make heavy fuel and hydrogen sulfide. So we want a chemical reactor next. Alright. So if we feed that, sulfuric heavy fuel is our main item, which comes from oil. And that comes from a distillery. So one more distillery onto the stack. So oil comes in here and out comes phenol, but we have some intermediate steps along the way, or intermediate requirements. So this comes from heavy fuel. So we need hydrogen. And we can get hydrogen by taking just water and making oxygen and hydrogen. If we had salt water, we can do something better. Distilled water, methane, and then lots of materials that give it as a side effect. We're just going to do water. It'll give us oxygen, which we can trash. I think that's what I was doing. Or was I? No. I think I was doing sodium. Wasn't I? Is there sodium in here? No. Yeah, I have water. Just using water. So, the electrolyzer. And this is going to take water, which I can just slap this in the back, I think. And tell it to... Can I do that from any side? Do I have to do it from the back? I do have to do it from the back. Yep. Alright, there. Alright, it's getting water. And it needs, I think, one of these. Doesn't it? No. I've forgotten. To make the hydrogen. Water. Doesn't need anything. Just needs 3 buckets worth. Okay. Alright, now it's running. Got 5 buckets worth. So that's going to give us hydrogen and oxygen. It's the hydrogen we want to keep. And I've used up all of my good... I've got 5. I don't think that's enough. It is not enough. Alright, let me make more of that, and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back with more conduit. I guess we'll just run it to that spot. And let's see, what I'm going to extract on here. It's pulling out, it's bluish, so let's make blue. Light blue. And you insert light blue. No, it doesn't go in here. I went away and made more cable and forgot what I was doing. That needs to come down here. Yeah, because this... Oh, excuse me. It's not that late. Sorry, I don't know why I yawned. Just had to stretch my face, I guess. Yeah, mark that time down. I made strange noises. Alright, so this was... Oil comes in here. We've got an oil drum, right? Oil drum. Let's give it some of what it needs. It'll go in the back. Up first, let's whack it with a screwdriver to make the input be the output. Actually, we can use the wrench and send the output up. Tell it to do that. So you extract on green, you insert on green. So you're getting oil. You need a chip, and there you're making sulfuric heavy fuel. Good. It's coming up in here. This is where light blue hydrogen comes in. That's going to need a lot of sulfuric heavy fuel before it runs. 8 buckets worth. And then you get 8 buckets of cleaned up heavy fuel with the hydrogen sulfide separated. So we're going to tell it your output is not in the back, it is on the top. See, I'm trying to use these more. Output that way. Of course, it's not going to be able to choose what it's going to get. We'll see which one of the two it outputs, eh? As soon as it gets enough to run with. So you wanted to push the heavy fuel up here, and then we will do something else with the, what's the other byproduct? Hydrogen sulfide. That could be turned into sulfur and hydrogen, or into sulfuric acid with some water. And we could actually be extracting the sulfur that's needed over here. Which one has the sulfur? This side has the sulfur. No, this side does. Yeah, down here at the bottom. I don't know if it'll be if it'll be more than is needed now, because this is going to be running more than this one probably. Oh, and speaking of which, let's grab my keys. There we go. Lock them and have them show their contents. So 135 of these, 136 of these already. Do you have enough yet? No, it's going to take a while. Yeah, I thought I had more machines. I do have the advanced chemical reactor. What was I going to do with this one? Was this how I was going to process the hydrogen sulfide chemical reactor? Yeah, I guess I was going to make sulfuric acid out of it. Or I could just throw it away, but might as well turn it into something useful. Or keep it as it is. Is there anything else hydrogen sulfide is used for? No, really just making sulfur or sulfuric acid. Or sulfur dioxide. Is that used for anything? Making sulfur or sulfur trioxide. Is that used for anything? Making sulfur or sulfuric acid. And we're back to where we came from. So yeah, no, it doesn't really matter. So I'll go ahead and place this machine. And I'll have, see, do I have a filter? I do have filters. You will get a filter. And no, not you. What is it that it makes? Oh. I can read the names, but I can't remember them always. Hydrogen sulfide. So we'll go in here and we'll say you hydrogen sulfide. And that will be an orange channel, I guess, because that's an orange colored fluid. So you'll extract on orange. And I can only go over here. You know, I'm not going to use your push. I'm going to go ahead and use this. So the heavy fuel. Oop. Gotta push that first. Heavy fuel comes here. And you get that. And that should create the phenol. And then we could put one more machine here that uses the phenol to make those plates. Yes, we will do that. How you doing? Getting close. I was keeping some hydrogen sulfide, it seems. I've got some extra hydrogen. 3 tanks of it. But I got plenty. I don't know, kind of. Well, I got 1 tank emptied. I have 2 tanks of hydrogen that I probably won't need. And this one is... oh, that's got some phenol from my previous run. And that's sulfuric heavy fuel. So I can put sulfuric heavy fuel in here and get it to go. Oh, other way. Nope. You, stop outputting. Every time I click it, it picks it up until if it's empty, then I can put it down. All right, now you can output again. And there we go. Heavy fuel. Heavy fuel comes up here, and we've got phenol. Success. All right, we can pick this chest up. So now using the phenol is in a chemical reactor? No. Definitely not in this. Oh, we got to use. Chemical reactor, yes. Covered circuit board. So I need another chemical reactor. I could just forget about the sulfide. Yeah. Changing this. We're going to trash the intermediate. Oop, wrong conduit. This will be to take the phenol, which we will output on brown, definitely. And input on brown over here. There we go. How do I want to do the input and the output? Well, we can keep it similar to this guy. Let me get 2 more. Oh, I'm out of the andesite I've been using as my material. I don't know why, but that's what I had when I started. I'll switch to better looking drawers later, but started using these. I'll keep using these. At least it sort of blends in with the base. Sort of a mixture of these two colors. We'll put one here and one here. Sort of ugly. Where do I want to put it? I could put it over here, but I got to run an item conduit all the way around. Actually, this is going to be the input. That should be probably make it a crate. That'll be the input crate. Then I can use just 2 of these. This does have an input. Its output is set to the back. What is its input going to come from? I don't know. We'll set the output to the top, and we'll have that automatically push. And the item insert on green is fine. Extract on green down here. So let's get some of these guys. I've got, you can see I made one. I've got a bunch here. I don't need a lot of these, so I'll just come over here and toss a couple stacks of these in. Ta-da! And again, let's use the keys. Got 8 and counting up. All right. That is a success. And I'll just pick all that stuff up. Messy inventory. All right, 2 project chests down. We've got our polyethylene sheets and phenolic circuit boards. And nothing here is non-renewable. I like when these things are completely renewable. I don't have to do any mining to create these materials. And we're also getting this the carbon out of it too, which will be useful. Not a lot, but a little bit. All right. Let me decide what I'm doing next, and I'll be right back. All right, we're almost near the end of the episode, but there's one more thing I wanted to do here. So I made 2 more chemical reactors. Oh, I need 1 more piece. I always forget something. Need 1 more piece of Funworks vibrant cable. There we go. So let's hop up top here, and we're going to break the top 3. And we'll put down this. Oh. And we'll put this machine and this machine. Let's get back up there and replace the connecting cable. All right, what are these 2 going to do? Well, one, I want to change how I do the storage drawers too. Anyway, one of them is going to take the hydrogen sulfide Is that right? Or do I just need sulfuric acid? Oh, this stopped up because of the oil. Let's get it started again so it's running while we're doing this. Take you. Too far. Put you down. Alright, get everything ticking, whirling again. So that goes, hydrogen sulfide goes in here. Okay, and then the sulfur dioxide will come, or hydrogen sulfide isn't going in. Why not? Oh, that's for the heavy fuel. Ah, it's so easy to forget what you're doing in this pack. I am going for... Alright, you take one of these and you use it in a chemical reactor. Alright, here we go. So I do need sulfuric acid, copper foil, and polyethylene sheets to make the plastic circuit boards. Alright, there we go. Sulfuric acid, which I've got over here, or I can make out of the hydrogen sulfide. So up here, to take the hydrogen sulfide and turn it into sulfuric acid, you need a chemical reactor mixed with water. Alright, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to take this stuff and we're going to pipe it up here. So I'll put a filter in. Hey, look, hydrogen sulfide. That's lucky. It was from an earlier version of this where I was processing the hydrogen sulfide. So I need that to be on orange. There we go. That should get the hydrogen sulfide. It now needs water. Alright, we'll just pipe around like this. And we'll extract. What color is the water? We're not using that for water, are we? No, we're just piping in the back. We are using green, so don't do green. Let's do cyan. I wasn't using cyan for anything. And that's watery colored. You didn't put water somewhere you weren't supposed to, did you? That guy's got water in it. And he's not supposed to. You are, though. Oh, but it's... I guess I can do it on the top. Come up to the top. I know I can use my wrench to... but that's easier. So we're going to go on cyan. There we go. Oh, it's processing. And sulfuric acid. And we're going to extract I've lost track of what colors. I haven't used purple on this one. So we're going to extract on purple. And I guess I'm going to do it on the side, just because most of these are on the side. So you're going to insert on purple. There we go. And then you get these. And we're going to need some copper foil. So start that. I think I've got some made already. Copper plates, good. Not quite a full stack, but it's good enough for this. And we put that in the cluster mill. And we get copper foil. And it's 1 to 4, so we get a lot more of it. Let's just get a stack out of it and run back over. There we go. And on the way, I'm going to grab a stack from here. -1. There's one in here. Put that in there and the copper in there, and presto changeo, we should have the last thing we need for this go round. And plastic circuit board. All right, we're going to be needing those for some circuits, along with these phenolic substrates. So with these two and this, oh, we got 2 of them. Just want the one. So there we go. These are the 3 final products for today: polyethylene sheets, phenolic substrates, and plastic circuit boards. We don't really have the plastic circuit boards automated in any way, because they will take copper, which is renewable. So I could make another chest for copper. I'd have to add a compressor and a cluster mill to make it into the foil, and then pipe some of this over there, maybe by, well, I don't know how many of these I'm going to need. Because, like, making these requires the oil, which is a limited resource at the moment, until I make an oil rig or something. How fast does that go through? Not too bad. I use only a small amount of the sulfuric acid each time. But that way we can use the byproduct that this one gives us to make the next step. Alright, so with all these things, next time I'll be able to start making circuits. So, it's time to end the episode right here. 2 more clusters of machines, mostly now completely self-contained and renewable. Well, not self-contained. That one over there is self-contained because it's self-powering, but it's also powering these and providing materials for them. The oil is non-renewable right now, and that's it. Everything else is renewable here. Not bad. Not bad at all. Alright, so, until next time, this is Nonsanity signing out. I hope you enjoyed the episode and liked this pack. Take care, be good, and see you next time.